Hello everybody and welcome back to Robert's Reviews. Today we are watching another Quentin Tarantino movie. For those of you who don't know, I am currently about in the middle of Quentin Tarantino's career. Okay, I'm watching every single one in order except for the ones that I've already reviewed on the channel. But I'm doing this because I want to watch all of them. And I gotta say, it is kind of a drag. A lot of them are good, some of them are mediocre. But this one I'm very excited to talk about. So let's jump right into talking about Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown was released in 1997 and it was written and directed by Quentin Tarantino. First of all, no spoilers for this movie, of course. I do non-spoiler reviews. But the general idea of Quentin Tarantino when it comes to his movies is he has his babies and he has his side projects, okay? So his babies are the ones that he has written and directed. He loves those. Those are his projects. But then he also has some that he has just written and he has some that he's just directed. Mostly he has ones that have just written. And this is one that he has written and directed, so it is one of his babies, okay? This is one that he was like, I need to do this project. One quick thing, he wasn't in this one. He did not act in this in any way, and I was like kind of shocked. I was like, that's really weird for him. So I don't know why that is, but it is what it is. But essentially what happens in this movie is there is a dealer. I think he's a gun dealer, if I remember correctly. And he has money in Mexico, and it is being brought into the United States through a pilot assistant who is bringing the money on her purse and then transferring it to him as she flies back from Mexico to the United States. And that person's Jackie Brown. And then there's a lot of issues going on here because they realize that he's kind of treating her poorly and there's a lot of issues and, of course, the risk factor. So it comes down to who in the end is going to get the money. Is she going to deliver it to him or is she going to keep it for herself or are the cops going to get it? And it's a really interesting, kind of like a mystery, like a thriller mystery. But it's also a comedy. It is one of the funnier Tarantino movies that I've seen so far. Lots of really, really good laughs. And I do credit that mostly to De Niro here. I think that he does a really, really good job of physical comedy in this one. It is a great movie. Like, I think it is very good. There are a lot of issues with it, though. First of all, the plot is just ridiculous. I mean, it just doesn't... It makes sense, but, like... It's hard to believe that this could ever really happen, which is really the biggest issue with this. And that's not a huge deal, but it's a minor deal for me at very least. I do consider it, to be one of the less believable Tarantino films. I also have one more issue, which you'll hear me say a lot about most movies that are Quentin Tarantino's. It's very long. It's 2.5 hours long, which, I get it. 2.5 hours long is about average for a film. But for this film, I think it is way too long. We have too many characters that we can't quite get a full arc on everybody, right? We focus a lot of time on Ordell Robbie here and on... not even that much on Jackie Brown. It's really just Ordell Robbie, which is great because I love that character. But, like, we really should be focusing a little bit more on Jackie Brown. We should be focusing a little bit more on maybe the cops. Those are really interesting arcs that, like, we kind of start and then we just kind of drop it. And I blame that on the length of the film, right? People are saying, well, then make it longer so we can actually go through and get the rest of the arcs. I disagree. I think that we just cut some of the characters and make it a little bit shorter. Or just say, oh, these are just generic cops, so don't even start giving them kind of little backstories, which we kind of had a little bit of. There's a little sprinkle-dazzle, but nothing huge, but still. I think that if it was a little bit shorter, maybe even an hour 50, that would have been really, really solid for making sure that we are focused, right? That's the issue with Tarantino, in my opinion, is that he's very unfocused in the way that he makes his films. Some of them are cinematic masterpieces in the way that they can just conjure conversation and really just punch it through. Like, I love Reservoir Dogs. I love that film. And it just felt so tight and connected. And it's like, this is a film. This is the film that I wanted to get put out, and here it is. It's very tight. It's very like, this is what you're going to get out of it. And it's true. And I appreciate that out of Tarantino here. But in this film, and many others like it, it's just, they're long because he's like, I want these to be like, I want many characters in here. I want as many people as I can get on this project as I can. And it just doesn't quite work, in my opinion. I do want to talk about some of the performances, starting with Pam Grier as Jackie Brown. I think Jackie Brown's a good character. Okay, I do. I think that she's very fun to watch, but we don't get a lot of her here. We don't focus a whole lot on Jackie Brown as much as I thought we were going to. She is the person delivering the money, yes, and then she kind of becomes the main center point of the end of the plot. But for the beginning, like the first, hour and a half is mostly just focusing on Ordell, which is great. I love Ordell. He's a great character. But I feel like at this point, if we're making a movie about Jackie Brown, it's called Jackie Brown, then perhaps we should focus a little bit more on said character. The fact that we don't is fine. Like, I'm not complaining outwardly about the fact that I don't like it, because I think it's fine. I do. I genuinely do think it is a good idea for a film, and I think it's a good idea for a character. But I do have a slight issue with the fact that the main character is the title, and we don't get a whole lot of her, which I find really interesting. But the performance itself was good. I think that she might have even deserved a sequel at some point. I don't think we're going to get one, but I do think that it is one that could potentially work as a sequel. It would be a different genre of a film, which would be kind of interesting, but I think it would work. And Samuel L. Jackson as Ordell Robbie. Samuel L. Jackson is great in most movies that he's in, but this one, he is fantastic in. I love this character. I could watch this character all day long. If they made a movie just about Ordell Robbie, I would watch it, I guarantee it. I think he is just the most fascinating character. He's so fun, and just like, he's so chill, but also really, really scary at times. He's just everything that I want in a Samuel L. Jackson character. And yeah, he swears a lot, and that's always entertaining, but it feels like there's actual beef here. There's actual tangible feelings that we can actually play with here that I think work quite well. I really do enjoy this character, and I think that he portrays it really fun. I mean, I don't know what he thinks, but I think this is definitely my favorite Samuel L. Jackson character, and I think that you can like really see that he's having fun with this, as demented as that is. But it is a really, really good use of Samuel L. Jackson. A lot of times, I'm like, Tarantino, you don't need to have Samuel L. Jackson play every freaking racist black person in your film. Because that's what he does. He is the black person who plays a stereotypical black person, which is racist, but we'll get on that in a different time. I just think that this one is a very good use, and I am very happy that it was him. It works extremely well. I'm very happy with it. I do think that maybe he should be a little more careful sometimes with other things, but I do think that this is a good use of him. I do want to mention De Niro and Keaton, Robert De Niro and Michael Keaton, because I think they were a very good supporting cast. I don't want to go into too depth about it because I don't want the video to be too long, but I do want to mention that De Niro is great here. I think it's one of the better times I've seen him in, even though I think that he doesn't look like he's having a lot of fun here. But I do enjoy his, presence in this film. And Michael Keaton, he's barely in the film, but I like Michael Keaton, so I figured I'd mention he's in it. I will eventually do series on both of those actors in the future, probably in a couple of years, but we'll see how it goes. But I really do enjoy them here, and I just wanted to mention that they were in the film. Overall, a very, very good film, but not very focused, not very solid, And I think that kind of craziness works for some films, but for a film that I feel like could be so tight and very, very kind of callbacky, if you know what I mean, I think it could have been a lot better. And so I'm going to have to go ahead and give Jackie Brown a B. But that's going to do it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about Jackie Brown. I want to know. What you guys thought. I am interested. So let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of Jackie Brown. And make sure you guys are subscribing, because once I hit 150, I'm going to dress up like Spider-Man and go to Walmart. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you subscribe. I mean, subscribing to me is always nice, because then, you get a lot of videos from me, and I do movie reviews, and I do book reviews, and I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's a whole lot of fun, so I hope you guys subscribe and follow along. Make sure you comment below what you guys thought of the movie. Make sure you guys like, share with your friends, and as always, keep watching movies and television, stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.